Hello everyone, thank you for joining. Welcome to my new webinar on Odoo 17 project module. My name is Shabna, Odoo Functional Consultant at Cybrosys Technologies, and I'll be your speaker today. Let's wait for our participants to be let in. We will start in 2 minutes. Meanwhile, please let me know whether I'm audible or not. You can add in the comment section, and at the end of the session, we will have a Q&A. So let's start. Today we are dealing with project module. So the main agenda behind this webinar is to literate our end users and public on Odoo 17 project module. We'll be concentrating on the features and new functionalities in Odoo 17 project module and dependent modules. So before going to the session, let me introduce about my company. Cybrosys Technologies is an ISO certified private limited company having 300 plus employees in our development center based in India, offering dedicated services in Odoo ERP. We have served 160 countries with 3,000 plus satisfied customers. Our specialization in Odoo includes Odoo implementation, Odoo customization, Odoo training, Odoo integration and migration, Odoo support and maintenance, and allied services. We are the top contributor in Odoo apps, and we publish 3,000 plus blogs exploring the functionalities of Odoo. Why Odoo ERP? All your business on one platform which is simple, efficient, and yet affordable. It is Odoo. So when we talk about Odoo, it's actually controls and monitor your business and thereby control business cost and expenses. Using ERP, any business organization can improve business planning as well as efficiency. This will enhance the customer relationship and drive your business into growth. There are certain factors that makes Odoo popular. The first thing is that Odoo is an open source ERP with no vendor lock-in, and it is a proven globally accepted product with 12 million plus users. Those having a minimum investment can use Odoo since it is highly quality product at reasonable price, and there are 44,000 plus ready-to-use modules in Odoo App Store, which is contributed by Odoo community and which is expanding day by day, can be used along with the functionalities of Odoo in order to extend or expand the existing functionality. Okay. Then also Odoo is easily adaptable to any software for any industry because of its flexibility and modular structure. And it has a freedom of licensing cost when it comes to community edition. Since it is open source, the customization and integration possibilities in Odoo is very high. And every year, Odoo releases new versions with functional upgrades and improvisations. And Odoo provide unlimited functional support if deployed at the enterprise level. Also, Odoo provide global support from Odoo Forum and mailing list. Moreover, it has highly user-friendly user interface with excellent navigation feature. So all this make Odoo popular and globally accepted one. So we'll move to the topic, project module on Odoo 70. We are focusing on the enterprise module. So we are going to discuss the following chapter like project configuration. It includes how we create projects, then task and subtask management. Then we are dealing with configuring service products in order to generate projects from a sale order, and with having different type of invoicing policies. And based on that, we will manage whether the project is billable or non-billable. And also, we'll discuss about how employee timesheet is recording and configuring the project with milestones. Maybe large projects can be divided into different phases known as milestone, and how we invoice a project with the time and material. Then comes the project planning and project task recurrence. Then comes the reporting and project profitability. Then task dependency. Task dependency is one of the feature in order to determine which task has to be performed first. Then configuring the project stages, how customer rating can be added, and multi-company environment in project, and how we convert a node or a to-do list into a task, and how the budget can be integrated with project. So this kind of things will be going to discuss. So Odoo is an ultimate project management software. It organizes tasks and stakeholders get a comprehensive overview of the project and moves it in productivity. So now let's look into some features of project module. One is different views. So the project model consists of different views like Kanban list, Gantt, calendar view, activity view, etc. The Kanban view organizes tasks by stages, drag and drop them like sticky notes, and keep your pipeline neatly organized. When it comes to Gantt view, it is a timeline that gives you an overview of your task and their dependency and plan dates, etc. Then list view shows all the data you need and allows you to perform batch action, which is simple and powerful. Then project BA. You can pay your projects at fixed price or based on the timesheet or that is employee have been spent in the project, or based on the delivered quantity, or based on the milestone. And also you can pay your customers according to the timesheet spent on task and set up milestone to spread the cost of larger project. And you will be able to invoice the project material. Like there will be some additional products may be used in order to complete the project task. So you'll be able to track the products used in the project and can be invoiced to or re-invoiced to the customers. Then comes a project task dependency. Task dependency actually create a connection between various project tasks, that is giving you an organized way to manage the project work. It establishes dependencies to indicate how the conclusion of one task influences the beginning or end of the another. This function ensures that tasks are completed in a logical order, assisting you in project timeline. Then project updates and profitability. You need to know your project profitability or project update, like where is your project stands. So the project updates are generated in real time and give a detailed overview of profitability, milestone, resources, and what are the tasks involved in the term. And you will be able to identify the cost and revenue of the project, and you'll be able to integrate it with other modules like purchase, sales, timesheet, budgets, etc. Then project timesheet or timesheet is an application actually available in Odoo, which is used to record employee spend hours in project, which will provide a clear-cut information on what has done and how much time employee take to complete the task. The next feature is recurrency. It's actually in order to recursively plan tasks like daily, weekly, or monthly manner. So this also integrates with subscription, and hence once the subscription ends, recurrence also ends. Then comes the documents and analytics. So we'll be having the documents module. So documents module is also integrated with project in order to store, view, and manage files that are related to your project. So such files can be later downloaded, or if it is a large file, you can split and share among other users or your colleagues. and you will be able to track the profitability of your project with analytic accounting. That is, an analytic account will be automatically generated while you creating a project, and all the cost revenues will be under that accounting, that analytic accounting. Then comes the reporting session. So there are two type of tasks. There is two type of reporting. One is task analysis and the other is customer rating. Task analysis platform to review the task information that has been done in Odoo, and customer rating reviews are arranged in the Kanban views. And there are some new features introduced in Odoo surrounding project Odoo. One is open status and closed status of each task. So open status involves in progress, changes requested or approval, and closed status defines cancel and done. Waiting status for task dependency is provided. That is, if one task is blocked by another task, the blocked task will be in a waiting stage. And once the previous task has been completed, the waiting status will be changed and moved to in progress. Then comes the revamp recurrence task planning as well. Then creating project button in sale order. Then multi-company environment. So in case that is, you'll be able to provide the company inside your project, so that you don't need to provide access to people in different country to the project module. Those having access to project module can use the same project in both company. So now we'll move to live demo. This is my Odoo dashboard where I have been installed project module, timesheet, then some dependent modules like purchase, accounting, sales, expenses, field service, etc. So Odoo project is actually a tool to manage your ongoing project, schedule tasks, assign activities to your co-workers, and keep track of your project's profitability. Each organization implements a suitable management system to make the job administration simpler. That is, planning, task development, work assignment, timesheet reporting, then completion of milestone, and billing of your finished projects are all included in the project management. Moving to project module. Due to a user's ability to break down a project into several tasks and milestones, project management will be carried out in a systematic manner. And here we have so many projects in my project dashboard, and it is feasible to allocate each work at various stages so that everyone can see how the main project develops. And for each project's upper right corner contain a 3 little dot menu with options for viewing the task, milestone, timesheet, documents, sale orders, etc. And also the report for the task analysis, project updates, burn down charts, customer rating in case the customer rating from the configuration settings of the project module is enabled. Can all this be found on this menu? So let's find out how a project can be created. You can either create a project from the dashboard or from the configuration menu. So before that, here you can find the name of the project, that is office design, renovation, after sales services are the name of the project. And you can find there are 11 tasks under this project. And 2 milestones are there. This represent the milestone out of which one is completed. And you can find the activity schedule and the plan date of your project. And here it is the remaining hours. Here in this case, it is minus 200, which means you have been used more than the allocated hours. And at the same time, here it is 30 and 5 hours, which means you are currently you will be having remaining 5 hours. And here you can find the project status, which is on hold. This is in progress, and you can find yellow as at risk and green is on track, and this is completed, like done. So different project status can be updated. So this project status will be updated inside the project module. So when you click on this, you can find there are different status. Green represent on task, yellow represent address, and red represent off track, and blue represent on hold, and purple represent done. Okay, so when you open the project, you'll be able to find the status new, in progress, and two status are in fold, which is done and cancelled. So these are the tasks like checklist, bathroom, and entry hall. So these are the renovation task, and here you can find the hours over here, and you can find this all are assigned to Michelle admin, and this one to Mark demo, and here it is the status which is in progress, and this is a count of the task in this particular stage, and from here you will be able to update the project status. So when you open this project status, you will be able to find the project status, the complete project status. This is the first status which is done, and you can find the progress is 100%, and you can see the task 25% has been completed, and the hours recorded. If your project have any documents, you can upload in the documents module under the workspace, which is the same name as that of the project, and you can find the burn down chart. And if you had entered any timesheet which is billable, you can identify the revenue, cost, and if it is integrated with budget, it will be updated in the project, and the milestones. Here you can add the milestone. So all those features you'll be able to add, and also you'll be having different views. This is Kanban view, and you can put it in the list view, and this is based on the open task. You can close this, and you can unfold this, so you can find all this. This is completed one, that's why it's marked as done. And you can find the Gantt chart. Then you will be having the calendar view, pivot view, and graphical view, and activity view. There is no activity has been scheduled. In case of pivot view, you can make use of your measures to take the graph accordingly. So this is based on count only for each person. What you can do is that you can update maybe project, or let me remove this, and here I'll be adding the project. Then comes the assignees, and here it is the total count of your task. 3 is assigned to Mark Dama, and 1 is assigned to 3 is assigned to Michelle admin, and 1 is assigned to Mark Dama. And here you will be having the overtime spent, or progress, rating, remaining hours. So all these details you can add into your pivot table, and you can insert into spreadsheet or download. Okay. Now we'll see how a project can be created. So for that, I'll be moving to configuration, then we'll be having the projects. So clicking on project will give you all the projects that you have already seen in the project dashboard, and you will be able to create a new project over here. So what I'm doing is that I'll be creating a new project, which is banner designing. Okay, so this is my project. It can be billable project or non-billable project. So while you're creating the project, it will ask whether it is billable or timesheet need to be entered when you're creating it from the dashboard. And here also we'll be able to add And the name of the task, what we called it is, maybe I will call it as assignments. Okay, I'll be calling my task as assignments. This you can use according to your choice, and you can add your customer if required. So I'll be adding it to the customer. If it is billable, you can add the customer, and you can wait sale order for it, or you can leave it empty. Then you will be having the ability to add tags. So this is for design. So I'll be creating design, and I'll be adding another tag as banners. Okay. And this is an important feature, that is a new feature available in Odoo 17, which is company, that is project can be used cross company. And you can mention if it is only for one company, you can mention the company over here. So this will be company specific. Or if you leave it empty, both company can use the same project. Those having access to the project module will be able to use the project. And here you will be having the project manager, and you can add the plan date. So I'll be adding the plan date from 1st of June to July end. Okay. And I'll be updating allocated hours for this project is 100 hours. So add the description as banner designing. So I can add the requirements. So I'll be adding for that. Let me choose the heading as heading 3 as requirements. And this time I'm adding numbered list, bulletin list, or checklist, etc. Need an innovative design. Okay. Then outline design overview, relevant design. So these are the requirements of the banner design. So you'll be able to add the details like this. So an internal user will be able to identify what are the requirements of this particular project. Then under the setting, here actually we'll be having the different settings. Like you'll be able to add the sale order item and make it billable. And if it is not billable, what you can do is that you can just leave it. So here we already have decored it. Let me remove it. So it's not for particular for any customer. This is considered as an internal project. Maybe later you can make it billable as well. If you add it is a billable project or non-billable project here. And comes the project visibility. So who all can identify or visible this project? One is inviter portal users only. So only the invited people to this project can view this project, or to all internal users. And the next one is for invited portal users and all public users. So I'll be putting it as inviter portal users and non-public users. So here Mark Demo is another user. So when Mark Demo has access to project module, and when he open the project module, he will be able to find the project details. At the same time, if you are invited a portal user and the portal user log into his portal, he'll be able to identify the details of project. So while we are inviting, we'll be able to do it in read-only mode or in editing mode. So that we will discuss. So currently I'll be putting the visibility as inviter portal users and or internal users. Then you will be having an option to add an email ID over here. So when you add an email ID and configure your incoming and outgoing server properly, what will happen is that whenever an email come to this particular email ID, it will create an task in your project. Okay, so I'll be adding test Odoo 116 and gmail.com. Actually, what I'm doing is that I'll be adding the domain over here, like here I'll be adding before that. Let's say, and let's move back and go to settings. Then let's search for alias. Here I'll be adding a default alias Gmail. Okay, and saving. So in the project, for the project banner designing, when you move to settings, here under settings option, you can see it's Gmail. And so we move back to settings, searching for alias. Here I'll be adding a gmail.com. Okay, adding the exact domain alias. So moving back to project, under the banner design, let's add the settings, mail settings. Here it is provided at gmail.com, and you can define the mails are accepted from everyone. Or what you can do is that you can restrict it based on the authenticated partner. So if you want to receive mails to this particular mail ID from the authenticated partner, or from the follower, or from the authenticated employee. So currently I'll be keep it as MD1. Then you will be having the possibility of task management, under which milestone have been added. So milestone is basically used to track major progress in your project. That is, you can create different milestone for your project. Okay, if you want to build based on that milestone, that is also allowed. And here it is under the sales and invoice, you can find the status like billable, like your invoice and the time material are also invoiced to your customers, and you can see the timesheet without a sale order items are not billable or billed manually. So that you can define it over here. So for currently this particular project, there is no sale order. So here what we have put it is timesheet without a sale order item is not billable. Then we'll be having the time management option, that is timesheet, in order to log the timesheet for your task, for the completed task and all. And then comes the use of documents, like you'll be able to add the documents. Inside the documents module, you'll be having a workspace banner designing. That is, once you create a project and workspace has been generated with the same name of the project, and you can add default, maybe default tags I'll be provide over here as design, and I'll be creating with category as well, designing. Okay, let's say. Then I'll be adding just for banner, so I'll be adding default tag as banner under the category designing. So when you move to your documents mode, you will be able to identify the default tag, that is workspace tag, documents tags and document tag categories in the documents module. Okay, so we'll be able to do it from here. Also, let's say, so these are the some features, and you can integrate more features like the project, budget, and analytics. So moving to accounting module, and from the configuration settings, let's move down and enable two features. One is analytic account and another is budget management. So this will be integrated along with your project. So there will be an analytic account as well, which having the same name of your project, where all the cost revenues of the project is recorded. So at the end, it will be show the profitability of your project. Like it will show the expenses as well as revenues generated from the project in the same analytic account, which means income minus expense, that is the net profitability, will be available from that account. So moving back again to your project, that is banner design, and moving to the settings, and under the settings, here you can find now the analytic account banner designing is added to over here, and here you'll be able to find the task, project status, collaborators, etc. And we haven't added any task. Before that, we have to add stages for this particular project. So moving back to project, when you open the project, you'll be able to manually add your stages over here, or you can go to examples. So Odoo will provide different project examples, and you can add the stages. For software development, you'll be having backlog, specification development, test and deliver. And for website redesign, it will be like page ideas, copywriting, design, and like. And I'll be having one for design, that is new request, then design, and we collect the client review, then hand out. Okay, so I'm using this stages to my project. So you can identify the project stages, which is new request, client review, etc. Okay, now let's create a task. So click on the new option like the plus icon, and you'll be able to add the task over here. So add your first task, that is design prospect meeting. Okay, and this will be assigned to visual admin, and so now I'm adding it to visual admin only, and I'll be having another task which is gathering documents. Okay, so this time as well I'll be assigning it to visual admin as well, and then we will have collecting material to print. This will be assigned to mock demo. Then the final task, which is design and print. Okay, so right now we have 4 tasks. Out of 3 is assigned to someone and 1 is not assigned. And I can see the details of the project task. So moving to first task, so I'll be marking it as T1, and you can find the project name. And if you have any milestone, you can mention the milestone. Maybe as you're dividing your project into different tasks, each task is intended to complete within a milestone. So you can arrange in such a way, or you can define a number of milestone, maybe within one milestone, maybe multiple tasks can be completed. So in that way as well, you can mark it. And you can find the assignee. If I'm adding assignee as demo as well, he is also assigned. And here I'll be adding tag as banner and design. And you can add the customer if it is re-invoiceable. And this time I'll be allocating 20 hours for this particular meeting, and can mention the deadline. So the project deadline is from 1st of June to last of July. So here what I'm doing is that start date to end date to 28 is added. Okay, that is 1st of June to 28, that is today. And here you can see the current stage is new request, and you can find a time frame over here which defines how much time it has been reside in this particular stage. So when looking to the timeline or time frame at each stage, we'll be able to identify how long this task is in this particular stage. So based on that, we can prioritize as well. The task can be prioritized. And you can define the description over here regarding your task. Arrange meeting with designing team. Okay, so this is the description I have been given. And under the timesheet, you will be able to add the timesheet. Here you can find the hours spent and remaining hours. So currently I haven't added any spent hours, and also you can create subtask under the subtask option. Okay, so I'm not adding that right now. And moving to the next task. Okay, so here you can find the details over here and the remaining hours over here and the assignee. And the second task is gathering documents. So I'll be putting it as T2. Okay, so this time what I'm doing is that assigning again. This is for collecting materials. So what I'm doing is adding an tag over here. Will be added some random one, usability and design, and will be added as again as 30 hours, and the deadline is put to 29 to 3rd apply. Or let me change the plan date because it will be helpful to show you the how the task dependency is shown. So what I'm doing is that I'm changing this date, changing from 1 to 3. Okay, so it's in red color because already the date has been passed. We are moving to next one. Here I'll be putting the date as for June 10 to, sorry, I will be putting it as 18 to 20. Okay. Moving that. Then moving to third one, collecting material to print. So this time I'll be assigning total 100 hours. So out of which 20 will be provided to 2 of them, and this time I will provided again 10 hours, and deadline is between 23 to or 10 to 30. Okay. 10 to 30. Okay, let's save this. And moving back to the last task. This time I'll be updating it as task 4. And I'll be assigning this to Michelle and providing 20 more hours to design and print. Here I'll be adding for 24 to 27. Apply. Okay. So I have been added the planned hours as well. So I'll be moving this first task to just drag and drop to second, or you can move to design stage. Okay. So this will be in the second stage, and I'll be adding one more subtask. Okay, that is this meeting is again internally can be done all with clients. So I'll be creating new 2 tasks. One is client meeting, and okay, I'll be adding for internal meeting as well. That is, you can perform the meeting among your team, and you can doing collaborating with your clients. Okay, so these are again 2 subtasks, and when you click on view, the subtask view will be same as that of the task. That is, whatever the details you have been entered in your subtask, in the task can be also added in the subtask. Like you can add the timesheet, allocated hours, you can provide the deadline, etc. Okay, and moving to over here. Here it is designed in between June 1st and 3rd. So here I will be adding the deadline from 1st to 2nd, or 1st to 3rd itself. Both first. Okay. Okay. And out of the 20 hours, we have been allocated for it is 10 hours for client meeting. Again, save this, moving back to our internal meeting. Here as well, I'll be providing the deadline 1st to 3rd itself. And this time again, 10 hours can be used for internal discussion. Okay. And for internal meeting, if I have attended for internal meeting, I can add, like Michelle admin is the login person. So if he attended the meeting, he can add the description meeting, and he has spent 2 hours, like 2 hours on this. Also, demo can log in his profile, and he can mark his internal meeting timesheet inside this. Okay, we have been again spent for 2 hours. So 4 hours internal meeting has been done, and you can find that spent hours 4 and remaining hours is 6 over here. And when it comes to client meeting, and employee can add the client discussion Okay. And spent hours is again 5 hours has been spent, and notice 5 hours is remaining. Okay. So here it is 50% has been completed, and you can find the 50% over here. And when you go to your main task, that is to design and prospect, you can find that is 45% has been completed. That is out of 20, 5 hours for client meeting and 4 hours for internal meeting has been utilized. So here you can find the total 45%. That is, this 20 hours is including the timesheet on the subtask. So that 20% has been, you can find, and you can see the time frame over here. That is for new request it is 7 minutes, and when the task arrives at design, now it become 4 minutes. Okay, now moving back, and what I'm doing is that let's move to settings and enable the task dependency. So task dependency defines the order in which task perform first. Like it defines the order of your performance of your task. Okay, so let's save this. So once you save this, you will be able to identify a tab called blocked inside your project. So moving back to your project, that is to your banner design, and under the settings, okay, you will be able to see the task dependency for your project. That is, you can determine the order in which perform task, and you will be moving to your task. There are 6 tasks including the subtask, 4 tasks and 2 subtasks cover. You can find here the subtask, that is out of which there are 2 and 0 subtask is closed. And you can have 2 subtasks, right? So moving to over here, here you can find an open status. There are 2 types of status that is introduced in auto sounding, which is open and closed. So these are the open status like changes, question in progress and approved, and the closed status are cancel and done. So once you mark this as done, it will be considered as completed. Okay. So moving to, so you can find it is completed, and also you can mark this as approved. Okay, so you can find it is in the approved status. And now you can define the task dependency. So what you can do is that based on the date, you can mention which task has to be performed, or based on the work completion required, you can define which task has to be performed first. So this time what I'm doing is that moving back to my total task, I need to complete this task before the prospect meeting is over, and I need to also collect the material. So what I'm doing is I'm gathering documents. So moving to over here, and this task is blocked by the first task. So over here, I'm adding like gathering documents, select. So this task is blocked and by gather documents. That is, T1 is blocked by T2. Let's save and moving back to, and here it is. I'll be adding blocked by as uh, the gathering documents again. Then comes the uh, yeah, collecting material is already blocked by the first one, and here I have been added as by designing select. Okay, so you can find this is in waiting stage because this is already blocked. Once you have completed this, you can use the design and print. But design and print is also waiting to complete another one. So this is how the dependency status, task dependency status is updated for the blocked or waiting task. And when you move to your GAN view, that is taking your status, task status and taking the GAN view, you can find the which task has to be performed first. So you can define T2 has to be completed first, then comes the T1. Okay. So the arrow will be start from T2 and moving into T1. So this is a GAN representation of your task dependency. So I hope task dependency is clear for you. Then now let's check how you can share the project. You can share the project either read-only or editable. So when you took to read-only, it says that when you're sharing a project in read-only mode, you are giving access to that is to those people to the task in their portal. Okay, so I'll be adding Azure and send. So what will happen is that a mail has been sent to Azure saying that he is invited to this portal. And also here you can find the followers. That is Michelle admin and Azure are now the followers of this project. So let's grant portal to the Azure and see how the viewers. So moving back to sales app and taking partner details, Azure. What I'm doing is that I'm granting portal access to this particular mail ID in grant access. Okay, so a user, that is a portal user has been created in the users. You can find when you remove the internal user, you can find a portal user is already created and an invitation mail have been sent to Azure Interior into this particular mail ID from the outgoing mail server you have been set. So this will be the link attached along with the email. So when you click over here, it will be redirected to Azure Interior portal and you can set the password for the first time. So this is the email used to log in as username and you can update the password over here and confirm the password and sign up. So Azure can sign up in this way and when Azure is logging, currently Azure is a login person, he can view his contact information if required, he can edit it as well. And under Azure account, he is a portal, so he'll be able to identify his own records like his own sale orders, invoices, projects, tasks, timesheet, etc. Here inside projects, you can find the banner designing. That is, when Azure login, he can find the projects banner designing and there are 6 assignments, which means 6 tasks. We have named task as assignments. So it defines as 6 assignments and opening it, you'll be able to find the assignments or task which is in new request stage and one is in the design stage. The assignees, hours spent, we haven't added any milestone and the status. It's some of them are waiting. This is done and this is in approved status. and this is in progress. So he can find all the details. Azure opening the client meeting details, so he can find the details, but he is not able to edit. He can only read the details. Okay, now moving back to admin. So I'm moving back to admin login, and here in the purchase module, moving back to banner designing settings. So it's for a shared use, read-only user when it is for shared person, and here you can add your project in a edit mode, like you're giving people access to the Kanban and list view of your task. Collaborators will be able to view and modify part of the task information. So here you will be able to add the details. For example, if I'm adding deco over here, and also I'll be adding demo, mark demo, your company mark demo, and it is added. You are invited to the project. Okay, and send. So again, an invitation has been sent to these people, and also in a edited mode, and you can find now deco and mark demo as a follower, and also you'll be able to see one collaborator, that is deco edit. So deco edit log into his portal, he also able to identify the details in the edit mode. And the next settings, that is for creating emails from creating tasks from the email. So before that, let me give you an intro about like how the stages can be configured, project stages, and there are different settings for the stage settings. So for that, you have to move to settings module and activate the developer mode, so you'll be able to find the task stages and project stages, etc. in the project module. So activating the developer mode and moving back to project. So when you take the configuration, you will be able to find the task stages. Okay, so for banner design, when we open this, you will be having 4 stages. One is new request, design, client review, and handoff. So in the task stages, you can find there are 4 stages for this particular project, and you can take one and you will be able to configure the detail. So let me open view option. So here it is the name of your stage, and you can define whether it should be folded in Kanban or not, and you can define the project in which all project you will require this particular stage. You can define the project over here. So this new request stage will be appearing in all those project as well. So here I'll be adding office design as well. So when you open the office design project, you will be able to find the new request is also available in this particular office design stage, and you will be able to add the SMS template and email template in order to send acknowledgement. That is, once you have been created a task, you have to acknowledge the respective people. So you can add email template like project acknowledgement. Inside this template, the information has been added. This has been applied to task and subject, reception of object.name, and the content, and you can find the email configuration, that is default participants to which email the reply has to be sent, and the schedule, send date, and from, etc. And the settings, that is language and which outgoing mail servers used, and whether you require auto delete option or dynamic reports. And dynamic report, you can add it over here, timesheet, or based on the modules insta. And you can define the user. If not, that is, if you want to send the acknowledgement to a particular person only, you can define it over here. And the template description, that is, you can define the description over here. Okay, so an email configuration as been there. So you can define the mail template to the respective email. And moving to next stage, design. Okay, so the sequence is 1, and no mail connections have been added, because once a new task is added at the initial stage, the respective people have to be uh, acknowledged. And for the final stage, handoff is the final stage. After the final stage, you might require a customer rating as well. So you can define the customer rating email over here. So for that, you can go to setting and you can enable the customer rating option. So this allows you to send customer satisfaction email, that is to record the customer satisfaction email has been sent to your customer once the task stage is moved from any stage to the last handoff stage. So enable this and save the functionality or save the changes, and moving to task stage and open your last one like handoff. Here you can now add the a rating request, and inside this you will be having that details like please take a moment to rate our service related to planning and budget assigned to Michelle admin or assigned to whichever is the user. And you can add your feedback by adding the appropriate smiley, whether it is satisfied or dissatisfied or highly dissatisfied, etc. Okay, so and here you can find a boolean like automatic campaign status. That is, if you enable this, whatever the status has been updated or customer satisfaction has been recorded, that will be appear in the Kanban type. That is, when you move to project, you can find here the rating. So in order to find like this in the Kanban type, you can enable that. Now let's check how mail server has been configured. That is, you require an incoming email server that is correspond to the mail ID which is defined inside the banner designing, that is test Odoo 116@gmail.com, in order to generate and task under this project when mail is received to this particular mail. And if you want to send emails for inviting people, you also require an outgoing mail server as well. So go to settings, and when you enable the developer mode or when you activate the developer mode, you will be able to get a menu technical, and you will be able to find the incoming mail server and outgoing mail server under this. So let's see how the incoming mail server has been created. Go to the incoming mail server. I have added some data for the incoming mail server, but it is not confirmed. So moving back, and here you can add the name of the incoming mail server, and the server type I'm using as IMAP server. And since I'm using the Gmail server, I can use imap.gmail.com, and username and password. This is the app password which can be generated from our mail settings, and you can define the port and SSL TLS can be enabled. And here you can define the action to perform on that particular incoming email. That is, you have added an mail at your project. So when an email have received at that particular mail ID, what has to be created? So you have to create a new record, which is a task. So you can define the modern task over here. And once you save this, and you will be having an option to test and confirm. Currently this is not confirmed, so you can click on test and confirm. So if everything is properly added, it will be moved to confirm stage. Okay, similarly you'll be able to define the outgoing mail server as well. So here it is the outgoing mail server, where I have been added the outgoing mail server as name as outgoing, and authentication with username, and username and app password has been added. Also connection encryption is SSL TLS, and SMTP server has been added, and port is also added. So if you want to send messages from Odoo to your customers or to your partners, you can use this outgoing mail server. That is, you can click on test connection and it will be moved to confirm stage. Once the outgoing mail server has been properly set up, you can send mails from the Odoo to your customer. So if you want to send customer rating emails to your customer, an outgoing mail server is required. So what you can do is that you can test the connection. So click on test connection. So once all the details have been updated correctly, you can see the connection test is successful. So outgoing mail server is also set up. So we have the incoming mail server to create a task based on the incoming mail, and we have an outgoing mail server to send customer rating mail to our customers. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we are sending first an email to the mail server. Let's see how this like a task has been created based on an incoming mail. So for that, I'm moving to my mail. I have been added a draft email over here, like reference document. So I may add it as a content like, hi team, here's a banner with design reference document based with the need for, and I have been sent to documents with this. I'm going to send this to documents. So I'll be using the same mail ID over here for testing purpose. That is test Odoo 116@gmail.com. So this is the mail we have been added in the project. So a mail is sent to this mail from this mail itself for demo purpose. I'm sending this. Okay. So and the inbox, I have been received a mail that is with 2 attachments. Okay. Now let's see whether a task has been created in the project. Okay, so moving back to our project. Inside the project, you can find now 6 assignments are the 4 banner design. That is, 1 task has been generated from the incoming email, and you can find the task name as reference documents. That is a subject name, and the project is auto-populated. As you know, the incoming email has been set under the project banner designing. And under the description, you can find the mail content. Also, when you scroll down, you can find the attachment that we have been added to our project. And also, when you move to your documents module, go to documents robot, and under the workspace project, there is another child workspace, that is banner design. This will be automatically created when you create a project. And you can find there are 2 banners. That's banner 1 and banner 2 under the project and banner designing. That is, once you go to your project, you can find under the documents. It is inside the configuration, moving to project, and inside the settings of banner designing project, you can find here the documents workspace is given as banner design. So this will be automatically created once you generate a project. So all the documents that you have added manually, or if it is sent by email, that will be stored in the banner designing. Now let's move to projects back and let's create a new project in order to check how the customer rating works. Okay, I'm creating a new project. I'm adding as a like ERP project service. Okay, which is billable. I'm not adding any customer. So let's create a project and adding some stages. So this is for software development. So I'll be creating using the software development example stages like backlog, specification, development, test, and deliver. So I'm using this for my project. Okay, and for the final delivered one, for this particular task, let's add the rating request as well. So moving to project stages for ERP project service for the first one. Okay, backlog will be using acknowledgement, request, and for the delivered one, we are adding the rating request as well. Okay, and this will be folded in the campaign view. Okay, I'm just removing this folder in campaign instead of just folder to get a better view. Okay, so let's say, and moving back to the project. So currently we don't have any task. So what we're doing is that we are just creating and sale order which for a particular service, and that will create a task in the project. So we'll move to sales model. So before doing a sale order, let me show you some product, some service product. So group it by service product. And you can find certain services like ERP implementation service, customization service, ERP training, and project services. And let's see the details. So when we are looking into ERP customization service, its product type is based service and invoicing policy is based on the delivered quantity. And what we are doing is that we are creating a task inside our project ERP project service. Okay. And I'll be using unit of measure as hours, and I'll be planning the service for a developer for customization. This is for assigning plan shift, assigning and planning shift for your employees as a developer. Okay. Now per hour, I'll be charging it as at $26. Let's say, and also the cost of the service I'll be provided as $10. Now moving back to the next product, which is ERP implementation service. This implementation is based on the invoicing policy fixed price, and the fixed price is per hourly $25, and it will have to create a task inside the ERP project service. Okay, and cost is again $10. Moving back to the third product, which is ERP training. For this time, I'll be using based on timesheet, that is based on the employee time have been spent. So the cost will be calculated based on the employee's timesheet cost multiplied by number of hours. And here the cost is again $10, and the sales price is updating is $30. And this time as well, I'm creating a task inside the ERP service project. So all this will create a task inside this particular project, or you can create nothing. So it will only create an sale order and its invoice, and no task or no project has been created. If it is project and task, a new project along with the task has been created. If it is a project, a new project has been created. Okay. And for the next service, that is project service. For this, and we provide this based on milestone. This is just like it involves the entire project, might be include all these things like implementation, customization, training, support, etc. So this have to create a project as well as a task. And the project template, you can use the same Odoo project, or you can, that is similar to ERP project service, or you can simply put empty, so it will create a project as well as task. And here I'll be using hourly charge over here is $20, and cost is again $10. Okay, so these are my service products I have been created. Now what I'm doing is that I'm going to quotation and creating and quotation for Azure. Azure is requesting for ERP implementation, which is based on fixed payment, like fixed or prepaid amount. That is, the invoicing is based on the invoicing policy prepaid. Here again, $100 here 100 quantity or 100 hours is being recorded, which means implementation requires 100 hours, and each consisting of 25 unit price as $25 per unit price, and the total is 2,500 plus tax. So total 2,875 is the amount for Odoo implementation or ERP implementation. And what I'm doing is that I first send this to my customer. So what I'm doing is I'm moving to the customer email and adding the customer email as testodoo 116@gmail.com. This is my test email. Okay, let's save this. And we have already created an outgoing mail server, so that the mail will be sent to customer by clicking on the send by mail. So I'm clicking on send by mail. So this will send an email to Azure from the outgoing mail server, and you can find the details over here, and the quotation will be uploaded. I'm sending this. Okay, so you can find a mail has been sent to customer. Now check the email. Okay, here now you can see a mail has been received. So the customer can sign and pay using the quotation, using the sign and pay quotation button, and the mail is sent to the outgoing mail server. So the mail has been received to the customer. So once customer has been received the received and confirmed the quotation will be moved to sale order. So I'm doing manually marking the quotation movement from quotation to sale order. By clicking on the confirm button, it will be moved to confirm. So you can see a project and one task has been created. So we can see the project over here, that is ERP project service, which is the project name, and inside this one task has been created, which is for Azure Interior. Similarly, maybe I'll be having another customer, maybe Anita Oliver, and for this person I'll be using Odoo training for 16 hours with $30. So I can add the note over here, which are the training modules, including sales, purchase, and CRM. Okay, so similarly, when confirming this, again one more task has been generated inside the project. So when you look into the ERP projects of service, you can find two tasks. One is for Azure Interior and another is for Anita Oliver. And one is for implementation and another is training. And the next is again moving back to sale order. This time I'll be creating another sale order for Wood Corner for customization service, which is again for 10 hours with $26 as unit price, and I'm confirming. So again, one more project has been, one more task has been created in the same project. Okay, you can now there are 3 tasks. Moving back to project. Inside the project, the ERP project service consists of 3 tasks. So opening this, we can find 3 tasks and each of them are for different partners. So let's see how this invoicing policy, based on this invoicing policy, how tasks are invoiced. So for here, ERP implementation, we can find the customer details over here, and also the ERP implementation service, and it is 100. Remaining hours are there. You can find the allocated hours as 100. Adding Michelle, and I'll be adding implementation as tags and the service. So I added these 2 tags, and here I can add the details about the task. And let's update. Michelle has been worked under this task for 5 hours. That is like database created and module setup might require 1 hour. So 1 hour has been added. Then again, Michelle have been imported the master data. Maybe 30 hours. Okay. So this is currently great 30 hours per day, which means it is greater than the standard working hour. That's why it's being in red color. We'll add to 8 hours. Okay. And again will be adding again imported master data. Maybe this time I'll be updated as accounting details. This as 8 hours, and previously we can set up sales data. Okay, so in total we have been used 1 hour for creating database and module setup, and 16 hours for importing master data. So total 17 hours has been used and 83 hours are remaining. Okay, so 83 hours is there on the sale order. So let's say this also will be having the start button. So start button allows to add a timer to record the process. That is, once the employee can start once he starts his operation, and he can stop once the process has been completed. Maybe at the end of the day he can click on stop, so it will record the time automatically based on the counted unit. And this is a minimum time set up in the timesheet, that is 15. What you can do is that you can add the time if required as well, 3 hours, and you can describe the activity that is reviewed imported data. Okay, save. So you can find that has been added to over here. So 20% has been completed. And you can see 20 hours has been completed. That is 80 hours are remaining. Okay, now let's see how invoicing can be done for the sale order. So when you move to the sale order related to this particular task, you can find the delivered quantity is updated to 20, but invoiced is 0. And here you can see the 20 hours. Okay, again moving to the project, and moving back to project and taking the project settings and in the project status. Here you can find the details. There are 3 tasks, 20 hours recorded, and there are 3 sale order items, sold hours, delivered hours, and invoiced hours. So for this 3 sale order, the sold hours has been recorded. Here for implementation service, 20 hours has been recorded. Nothing is invoiced. Okay. And under profitability, we'll be able to find the timesheet based on the fixed charge. That is 2 invoices, $2,500, and cost is 2,000. So cost is based on the hour we have been worked, that is employee have been worked multiplied by the timesheet cost of the employee. So Michelle have been worked for 20 hours. So in the employee module, you can find for Michelle, when you take in the Michelle detail under the HR settings, you will be able to find the hourly cost. Okay, 100. So 20 hours he has been worked multiplied by the hourly cost of the employee Michelle, that is 100. So it will the cost, that is the cost of the project is 2,000. Then moving back to project updates. Okay, so you can find the billed amount, to bill amount, and expected amount, that is 500. That is a margin. That is you have earned 2,500 and you have a cost of 2,000. Expenses recorded in minus, and therefore the margin is there difference, which is 500. And if you have enabled any budget for your project, that will be recorded under the budgets, and no milestone have been created, so milestone is up. So you can add your project update. So this is updates. You can add the project update based on the provided service. So I'll be adding it as project update 1, and right now the status of the project is on track. You can mention which is an on track, off track, or at risk, on hold, and etc. So you can mark it as on track and you can add the percentage. So I'll be added as 40%. So 40% has been completed as a first initial stage, and you can add the date of the project update, and you can find all the done dates will be over here under the description. Okay, that is each of the sale order for the project, and this time this is the delivered quantity, remaining 80 quantity, but we have it invoiced. Now what we can do is let's invoice that particular sale order. Okay, so moving back to task, for this Odoo implementation, suppose I have been completed this implementation process. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be moving it to delivered. Okay, so there are 2 functionality will be happen. One is an automatic email will be sent to your customer in order to rate. The second thing is that it is a rating mail will be sent. The second thing is that you can invoice it. So I'll be marking this is done, and what I'm doing is that going to the sale order and creating invoice, a regular invoice for this. Okay, So when you see this, you can find it has been invoiced for 100 hours itself. Since the implementation process is fixed, even though you have been provide 10 hours, 20 hours or 100 hours, it will be charged as a fixed price. Okay, if you have used more than 100 hours, it will generate an upsell for the remaining quantity in case of fixed. Okay, then register the payment. Now let's see the project updates. Moving back to ERP project and clicking on the status. Here you can find now the invoice is for 100 hours and you can find the margin. That is, it is the total invoiced amount and expected amount is the same. Here as well, the total and expected value is updated, and also you can find the margin. Okay. Now, if I'm creating a second project update, I'll check update 2, and this time I'll be updating it as 50%, and now you can see the corresponding changes. The invoiced amount is changed to 100 hours automatically. That is, according to the details that have been updated in the project, automatically the summary of your project update will be recorded. This is how the fixed kind of invoicing policy works. Now look into the mail, like the customer rating email, that is the task has been sent to the delivered state. There's an automatic email has been sent from our outgoing mail server to the customer's email ID. Okay, so let's check the email. So here you can see a mail that is by company San Francisco satisfaction survey. Here you can find the task name and that is ERP implementation, and says, hello user, please take a moment to rate our services related to the task assigned to machine learning. And here it is, you can see 3 options which will be represented by 3 smileys, one with satisfied, okay or dissatisfied. So what a user can do or you can do is that he can click on any of this and can add the rating. So this rating will be appear in the Kanban view of the project. So moving back, okay, once the satisfactory survey has been completed, and in the project overview you can find a satisfactory smiley over here. If it is satisfied or dissatisfied or looking good, that will be appear over here. You can find a smiley over here. This is the rating. Similarly, you will be having the rating in the Kanban view if the customer have rated your project. Next comes the ERP training, where you can find it has been sale order generator for Anita Oliver, and this time that is training, ERP training will be based on the timesheet, and we are allocated 16 hours, that is 2 days. Okay, so again the timesheet has been updated. So training for sales and purchase training. Okay, this has been completed with 5 hours, and maybe this time I'm changing the date to 28 itself. Okay, let's change it to 27, and we'll change it the remaining CRM for 3 hours, that is CRM training. Okay, so total 8 hours has been spent, that is 50 hours. So this time the invoice has been generated based on the timesheet. So what you can move is that once I have been completed, I'll be moving the status to delivered and mark it as done, and moving to sale order. So you can find it is delivered as 8 hours and is not invoiced. Now I'm going to create invoice. Okay, so creating invoice. So this time the invoice has been generated for 8 hours only. That is for the time that employee used only. So in this way, you can generate invoice for the based on the timesheet. Okay. Now again moving back to the third one, that is a third service, which is a customization service. This we have added the invoicing policy for delivered quantity, like how much above we have manually added for that we'll be using. Initially, for the sale order, you can find 10 hours added. Okay, 10 hours we are actually planning. So here to plan, you can find the open sheet. For the role of developer, there is an open sheet, and you can find all the details other than developer. This is the open sheet that has been assigned for each of the person. But these are not confirmed. This 3 are not confirmed. This is confirmed one. And what we are going to do is that it's not planned. This is about to plan for 10 hours. Okay. So what we are going to do is that we are moving to project, and you can print the timesheet and archive, delete options are there. Add properties is a new feature that comes from Order 16 itself in order to add fields in the form without using the studio module. In some modules, Odoo provide these features to add properties or add some kind of fields only, and we'll be able to share the details, send SMS text, and convert to task or subtask. Okay. And here I'll be added maybe this time I'll be added developing new app. With that 10 hours using 8 hours taken, and customizing existing tool. Okay, I require 5 hours for this. So 13 hours is totally used. Once it is again completed, it will be moved and to delivered and mark it as done. Now you can add the invoice for this particular project. So this time delivered quantity is not updated. That is, we have to manually provide the hours delivered. So I have been providing it for 10, and that is for delivered quantity. We have to provide, that is invoicing policy for delivered quantity. We have to provide the delivered quantity manually, and based on that, the invoice will be generated, and you can create the invoicing either with a down payment, or you can add the regular invoice as usual. Okay, so moving back to project, and again finding the project status. So this time you can find total 41 hours, 3 out of 3 tasks. You can see 100% it has been completed, and you will be able to find 2 invoices. The third invoice we haven't generated, and here you can see for this 2 we have invoiced, and the revenues from fixed price, billed on timesheet, and billed manually, that is for delivered quantity, has been. This 2 are invoice, this one is about to invoice. So total expected value is 3,000, and the total expense is here. So 1,100 is a margin which is negative, which means it's an loss for the company. Okay, this project is doesn't get much perfect from this. And I'm moving to again the sales module. Let's see how milestone works. Okay, so this time I'll be creating a Mikhail Peterson, a project service. This is an entire project service. This may include various tasks, and you are using this for 500 hours with $20 of unit price, and I'm confirming a project and a task along with the milestone has been created. Okay, so this is a big project. So what you can do is that you can complete your or you can generate multiple milestones. By default, a single milestone have been generated. So what you can do is that you can create milestone for this. So how this will be adding in like that for the month of June 3rd, today is 20th, but I'm using the day previous one in order to identify it correctly in the Gantt chart. And you can see the deadline for 40% has to be completed before June 3rd, and next 20% have to be completed before 12th. It's also this milestone 2. Okay, you can change to milestone 1, rename it as. And again, you can create a third milestone with 10 more percentage, which should be ending or completed in 28. And again, I'm adding this milestone 3 and a milestone 4 with 30 more percentage. Okay, so this time this should be completed in 29, that is tomorrow. Okay, so for all this, the date is already passed. Let's save and moving to the project. So you can find the details like task, Abigail Patterson as a customer, and you can add on the tab as well. And the project manager, I'll be adding project manager, and also the planned date from 1st of June to maybe July 2nd. 500 is the total hours. You can add the project description. Settings of your project can be seen over here, and invoicing details. You can add the employee, the sale order item, unit price, hourly cost, etc. Okay, so all this you can add it over here. Now we'll be moving to project, where you can find the milestone 1 has been added for project service. So I'll be adding, this is for implementation. Okay, now I'll be duplicating this again, and another task for development. This is for phase 2. Okay, this time I'll be attaching the milestone 2 over here. Let's say, and again I'll be duplicating this. A third one has been created, development for third phase, which is okay. And again a fourth one has been, just duplicate this, and a fourth task has been generated with milestone. This time I'm like using development, like it's testing in January. Okay. So the project consists of 4 tasks and 4 milestones. Here you can see the milestone 1, 2, 3 are in already passed, and it is in due, which is represented in red color. And when you move to GAN view, it's also represent the diamonds, which is you can find in red color. And here it is shown as milestone 4, which will be due by tomorrow. So it will be in blue color. So once you complete this, you can click over here and complete this, or moving back to the project status. Over here, you will be having the first milestone. You can mark it as done. Okay, so before mark it as done, let me add the timesheet for first implementation service. I'll be adding. This is for allocating 10 hours, and the employee has been worked in it is for 8 hours. Okay, so this will be moving to done stage, and mark the milestone as completed. Either you can do it from the project updates, or from the sale order you can mark this as completed. Okay, this has been reached. Okay, you can mark it as reached and save. So what will happen is that the time updated and mark it as reached, the quantity will be updated in the sale order. So when you move to the sale order, you can find the delivered quantity is 200. So this time you can invoice for the delivered 200 hours, and you can confirm. So once the second milestone has been completed, you can mark it as second milestone, can be marked it as stage. So 20 more percentage has been updated, let's say, and moving to the sale order, you can find now it is 10 more percentage has been updated. 200 is invoiced, and delivered, total delivered is 300, and you can invoice the remaining. Okay, for the 100 hours, you'll be next 100 hours, you'll be updating the data and making the payment for completed task. Okay, so in this way, you can add the different milestones, and you can mark the milestone as reached once the task has been completed by adding the timesheet, and according to that percentage, actually the delivered quantity has been updated. It never depend on the timesheet, it will depend on the percentage which is mentioned in the milestone. Okay, similarly, when you go to project updates, you can find all those details as well. That is, for task other, and nothing is moving to the done stage, so it is 0%, and you can see out of 500 hours, 8 hours has been completed, and one sale order item, 2 invoices, and you can find the burn down chart, and also the sale orders, the profitability details, extra. And also what you can do is that you can add budget. With that, what I'm doing is that inside the project you can find an analytic account is 0035 MPK Patterson. That is, whenever a task has been generated through a project, what will happen is that a analytic account with same name of the project will be created automatically, and inside this all the invoicing amount and all recorded. So how it is helpful in such a way that, let's move to our sale order, and when you update the analytic distribution, you can add the analytic distribution over here. Under the project, you can add your analytic account. Okay, that's 0035 and save. So the amount will be recorded over here and it will affect the analytic account. Similarly, when you are doing a purchase for your project, you can also use analytic distribution. So the expense will be recorded in this. Okay. Maybe this time I'll be marking the 10% as reached, and again moving back to the sale order. So the delivered quantity has been updated to 350 and creating invoice for the remaining 50 quantity, that is 50 units, with analytic distribution to this particular analytic account. So on confirming and registering the payment. So the accounts are getting affected. Now we'll move to accounting module, and under the configuration you will be having analytic accounts. You can find all the analytic accounts. You can search it for it's 0035, which is the analytic account, and you can find the details over here, the debit and credit amount over here, and we can see the gross margin. Okay, all the details will be over here. So these are the revenues generated, 2000, again a 2000, and again a 4000, and this is the expense, it is 800. Okay, so total 7200, this is a positive value, so which means you're having a margin of 7200. So in this way, you'll be able to identify the details in the analytic account. Now moving to budget, here what you can do is that you can add a project budget. Okay, and you can use revenue as your budgetary position. Okay, and also you can make use of your analytic account, that is the 35 Abigail Peterson, and I'll be adding a planned amount of 10,000, and you can find the theoretical values updated from the period of 1st to next month, July 2nd, and the same date we have been provided over here as well for July 2nd. Okay, so 8,750 is the theoretical value and practical value is not defined. So when you click on confirm, okay, you can find that practical amount is 7,200. Okay, that is, we haven't added the cost for the budgetary position. You can also add it as well. So that is, you will be able to connect your project along with the budget using the analytic account. So back to project, to the project service. Okay, this 35, and updating the status over here. You can update the project status. So you can find all the details have been auto-populated, and you can find the budget details. That is, the budget will be updated over here. So once you check the project updates, you will be able to find all the details like the cost, revenue, budget, milestone, achieve the timesheet recorded, the sale order items, sale order invoices, documents, and all, everything that is related to your project. And you will be having a burn down chart. So you can find the burn down chart over here. This defines the number of tasks have been performed at a particular month. So this time for the month of June, for the project service, there are we can find there are 3 tasks which is in to do and 1 task is done. Okay, so you'll be able to find the burn down chart for this project over here. Now, yeah, we have to check one more option, which is the recurrence. Okay, recurrence, which means recurrence means the recurrent task. Like tasks are recursively working or recursive plan in daily, weekly basis. And this recursion also depend on the subscription product. So let me move to sales and let's create a subscription product, or let's take any subscription product, maybe car leasing. Yeah, but before that, let me check whether subscription module has been installed. So I'll be moving to App Store and subscription. Let's activate the subscription module. So this will allow you to create subscription products which will have a recurrent performance as well. So let's install this. Okay. So subscription module is added. Now create a subscription product. By default, there will be some subscription products will be there. As you install this module, some demo data has been installed. So this is a recurrent option. So this time what I'll be doing is that it's a service and I'll be billing it with fixed price. And this will create a project and a task, and project template is not mentioned. So this will be based on the service details we have been entered. Automatically a project and a task corresponding will be created. Now what we are going to do is that sales price and everything has been added. Now creating a sale order for decor. The product is using as car leasing, and we should use a recurrence plan. Okay, recurrence plan. So you can see a subscription quotation has been generated, and I'll be using for 8 hours. That is per day for a day. So I'll be confirm this. So you can find in progress and a project and task has been created, and the minimum that is a recurring revenue is 160. You can find it over here. So every day this is for 8 hours. So that is for 1 day. So every day if you want to recur this, you will be choosing the recurrence plan. Or every month this has to be recursively done. You can mention the plan is monthly and under which one. So I'll be creating it to December 31st and saving this. Okay. So we know actually a project has been created. Now adding the project manager's initial admin and updating the date to end date as December 31st and apply. Okay. And allocated hours is 8. And moving to the task, open the task, and here now you can find the deadline and repeat every month forever. So instead of that, I can add under a particular date. So this time I'll be adding to December 31st. Okay, so you can see a recurrence task over there. So this is an in progress, which means once it is done, once the task has been done, you can find it will be planned for the next one. So I'll be putting it to done. So you can find the recursive task without go, and you can find this. This is a first thing, first task. And this is a recursive task which has to be performed for the next month. And again, when the second recursion has been done, you can find a third recursion as well. And if you close a subscription, this recurrence will be automatically closed. You can mention the subscription is too expensive, or what is the reason for closing the subscription, and submit. Okay, so this will be moved to churn state, and you can find the task. 2 tasks has been completed, and this is the third one which has no recurrence. So this is the last one. Once it is completed, it has been completed. So recurrence is also dependent on the subscription as well. Now we'll move to some other modules, say timesheet, and we'll discuss what are the things we haven't discussed module. So in the timesheet module actually. So we'll be having the timesheet start button as we previously mentioned. When you click on this, you'll be able to add the project, maybe the project 35 project service, and you can add the task maybe at the testing and delivering phase. This time I'll be adding testing, and you can stop it. So that will be recorded to your today's timesheet hours, that is by June 28, it is by 15. And depending on the invoicing policy, it will be invoiced based on the timesheet or based on the fixed price, etc. But you can also mention in such a way like that only the validated timesheet can be invoiced. In some cases, we may have, the employee may have performed 10 or 20 hours, but only the productive hours will be few. If you suppose 10 hours has been worked, out of it, 7 hours is productive, and remaining 3 hours will be for internal discussion and or any other internal work. It has not to be invoiced for customer. So the project manager can validate such productive hours and invoice for that particular validated timesheet. So for that, in the configuration settings, we'll be having option to set up the invoicing policy, that is timesheet taken into account when invoicing your time based on all recorded timesheet or only for validated timesheet. Currently, we have added all recorded timesheet, so that when we add any timesheet for the project service with invoicing policy based on timesheet, whatever the time we recorded, the invoice will be generated for it. If it is 100 or 10 hours or 20 hours, whatever it is, it will be paid invoice for the recorded timesheet only. If we keep it as validated timesheet only, once the manager validate timesheet, then only that is only for the validated hours the invoice will be created. That is, if employee have been worked for 10 hours and manager validates only 5 hours, invoice will be generated for only 5 hours. Okay. So for that, we can choose the invoicing policy. And this is the encoding method. You can find in the timesheet, the encoding time is based on hours. You can see it is based on hours. If you keep in day, you can mark your details in days, timesheet in days. And this is a minimal duration. That is why we stop the timer. There will be a rounding applied. That is a minimal duration is 15 minutes, and it should be rounded up. If it is below the 15, it will be rounded up to 15 minutes. Also, you will be having the possibility to add employee reminder and manager reminder in order to send periodical email to timesheet if users are not properly encoded. Just as a reminder made, you can put the frequency over here. And also there is a new feature, that is billing rate target. Let's save this. So what will happen is that it will allows you to set a billing rate target for your employees. If their current rate falls below the target, it will be highlighted in red color. So the target for every people is we mentioned as 80%, and there is a billing rate leaderboard, and you can find the employee billing target over here. So let's say this, and you move to your dashboard, you can find a leaderboard. This is a leaderboard, and you can find the top 3 people over here. And when you click over here, you can find the total details. That is, this is the billing rate for Anita Oliver, but she has worked only 12 hours. So it is less than 8%. Okay. So for this person, that is for Michelle admin, let's check for Michelle admin. And yeah, for Michelle admin, 150 is the billing rate target, but 102.15 is recorded. So which is 60% only, which is not exceeded the billing target rate 80%. So what this billing rate is set up is in the employee module. For Michelle, here in the HR settings, you can find the billing time target is set up as 150. And moving back to timesheet, here for Michelle admin, suppose I be adding some more hours for Michelle, say for research and development, I'll be adding 8 hours for Monday, Tuesday, and all days I being added as 8 hours. Actually, for this as well, and I'm adding 8 hours. So let's check again. So still it is 134, which is less than the 80%. Sorry, which is greater than 80%. So it should be up here. Here it has here the billing rate is not changed. Let's refresh. Okay. Once you refresh the data, you can find 134.15 hours is billed. So it will be shown as that is 90%, which means which will show in the green color. Okay. So these are some details that have been added in the timesheet module in Odoo 70, which are the new features. And all the other details are remaining the same, like validating details to validate by last month or last week or all timesheet. You can find all the timesheet, etc. Since Michelle is the login person, he have the admin access. And he can take the timesheets based on employee or based on project. And so this will consist hours spent for each month, and maybe add more that is billable hours, non-billable hours, timesheet, post timesheet revenue, and the margin for the month of each employee. Similarly, you will be taking timesheet reports based on project, billing type, and task. And moving to project module. So we have defined the project and the timesheet module. Also, we'll be having one more option, that is stages, project stage. Let's say, so project stage means the project itself may be in different stage, maybe in the initial stage or in progress. So you can define it as just like this, and you can create project stages from configuration setting place to do in progress, etc. And you can move your project accordingly. Once your ERP service has been completed, you can move it to done stage. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Most of the points in the project and timesheet have been included. If you have any questions, you can put in the comment box. For more clarification, you can refer our blog as well as lot of videos are published in our YouTube channel. So you can refer that both functional and development videos. For any support or if you have any queries, you can connect us by mail at odoo@cybrosys.com.